Oh my fucking god. I just can't be asked anymore. The last couple weeks, months, days, I hate my life. There's so much going on. I stare at a fucking screen all the time. Whether it's because I'm doing homework or writing a paper or editing a video or who fucking knows. But I can't. So today, but I guess it's not really today because it's 1 a.m. and it's the only time I had time to film this video. They released a trailer for a new Spider-Man movie. But it's not a Spider-Man movie. It's Madam Web. And I say it's not a Spider-Man movie because Spider-Man isn't in it, despite the fact that this is a Spider-Man character in the Spider-Man mythology. But this isn't new news because we've done this before multiple times. If you have ever played Far Cry 3, I'm sure from Voz, you've no idea. You're very aware what the definition of insanity is. It's doing the same shit over and over and over and over and over again and expecting a different result. Well, Sony, for whatever reason, the ones who own the movie rights to Spider-Man, for some reason, keep doing this shit, and I don't get it. I don't understand. So the trailer for Madam Web came out, and I decided to take a look at it. Now, we're very into this saga of making not Spider-Man movies with Sony, and I wanted to give Madam Web a chance because, in theory, Madam Web is absolutely something that you can do actually something cool with. You can make variants and different versions of Peter Parker, and like you could do something really, really cool with that movie. So I checked out the trailer, and you know what? I mean, it looks fucking horrible. And maybe that's totally unfair of me to say because I haven't seen it. But what I can do is I can base it off the fact that it looks a lot like a CW show or like a show that would come out on Disney Channel. And I honest to God cannot believe that this got greenlit. It got filmed, and I can't believe somebody put together that trailer and was like, fuck, you know what? We cooked. No disrespect to any of the actors involved in this thing. This is all Sony's fault. It 110% is Sony's fault. So I can't blame them. But yeah, I mean, maybe it's really good. It won't be, but maybe it's really good. Sony, ever since Andrew Garfield has been their mainline Spider-Man, has continued to try and make their own Spider-Man verse. Now, the issue with that is that Andrew Garfield is no longer Spider-Man, or at least the mainline Spider-Man, and it doesn't seem like he has any interest in being the mainline Spider-Man again, at least for Sony, because of what happened in the past. And what happened in the past was a majority of poor creative decisions led to this. Soon after Andrew Garfield left Spider-Man or stopped playing Spider-Man, for whatever reason, Sony decided to make a Venom movie. Now, this was really weird to people because we were told that this would be a Venom movie without Spider-Man. Spider-Man will not be in this movie, but it's going to have Tom Hardy. So we'll see kind of if they cook a little bit. And the movie ended up making like $800 million, which is really good for them. Unfortunately, that inspired them to continue to make these movies. And for some reason, and I have no idea why, maybe they can answer me, why the fuck do you continue to push a Spider-Verse without Spider-Man? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. So we got Venom. That was a mediocre movie, but had a great actor in it, and it was just fine. You had Venom 2. I thought that movie sucked. You're making Kraven the Hunter, El Muerte. Now you're making Madam Web. Can't forget about Morbius. That movie was so bad that they released it twice based off a meme. And I don't understand. And ever since that the multiverse was kind of played around a bit, Michael Keaton's Vulture ended up in Morbius, and fucking Tom Hardy ended up in the MCU. And what exactly are they doing here? Well, from my knowledge, what they're trying to do, based on what we're seeing with leaks and stuff like that, is Sony is continuing to build their own roster of Spider-Man villains to eventually fight Spider-Man one day. Now, who that's going to be? Well, it should be Andrew Garfield, but it's not going to be. From the leaks that we've gotten on file, or have seen, the Sony Spider-Man is Tom Holland. So I don't know if all this is going to play out in the MCU Spider-Man universe, as far as like a Sinister Six type situation goes. But what I do know is that it makes no fucking sense. And if that's the game plan, we're wasting hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. Because I hate to be that guy, but Morbius didn't sell anything for a reason. Madam Web's not going to make any money. And Kraven the Hunter's probably not going to make any money either. And you want to know why? One, because they don't have Spider-Man in it. Two, because they're just not good movies. And three, I don't have a number three. It's just fucking stupid. I don't understand. Sony is capable of making good Spider-Man films. They know what... They 100% know what Spider-Man's about. It's about sacrifice. It's about being the best you, and sacrificing what's right is right. You understand. I mean, Spider-Man's... It's an incredibly not complex topic, but it works so brilliantly well because I think everybody can relate to it. Everybody can wear the mask, so on. Sony does not want to give Disney the rights to Spider-Man. Spider-Man has been in this custody divorce battle with Disney for decades, and it's not going away anytime soon. Tom Holland, to my knowledge, still has not signed on to do his next MCU trilogy. But the plan is that he's going to be the main lead of Kang Dynasty. So obviously they have plans for Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I just don't know 100% if he's signed on yet. But the plan is that he still will continue to be Spider-Man. And my guess is that he will be Spider-Man into a mentorship role where he mentors Miles Morales, who I'm sure will take over for Tom Holland at that point. Also Sony has bringing their own standalone Miles film, which I don't get that either. We can just put Miles in the MCU, and then he can take over for Tom Holland. I don't understand it. But I guess that their plan is they're just going to make as many solo villain movies and build their own Spider-Man universe in hopes that they can just, maybe we could just integrate them with Tom Holland eventually down the line. So now all these characters still have a history, but we really don't have to do it in Tom Holland movies, or they're going to bring Tom Holland over to Sony again. I don't know how everything's going to play out. Venom 3 is coming out. The rumor is that that's going to have Spider-Man. From leaks and what we're understanding, Spider-Man will be fighting Venom sooner than we think. So I'm assuming that means Venom 3. And if Tom Holland is the Sony Spider-Man, Venom 3 is going to deal with a lot of multiversal stuff. I'm sure that's what they're implying there. Maybe. But also, we haven't heard anything from that, so I don't know. So all this is extremely confusing. Nobody really understands it. How do you fix this? I mean, it's all fucked up. Well, one, if you're Sony and you're really into building this Sonyverse, this Sony Spider-Man universe, my number one, just stop. Just stop making them. You should have left Tom Hardy in the fucking MCU verse. You should just leave him there, and we could just ignore it. We can just ignore all of this. But if you're so persistent on creating a Spider-Verse, don't just leave Tom Holland in the MCU. It's okay to have two Spider-Men. Now, who should be your Spider-Man? Should be Andrew Garfield. Should be Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man for the Sony Spider-Man movies. But he doesn't want to do TASM 3. And you don't have to do TASM 3. You can put him in Madam Web. You can put him in the Kraven movie. You can put him in the fucking Venom movie. And it would sell. It would make money. Does that make sense? We could just do that. I don't like that would fix all these problems where your main Spider-Man is Tom Holland. We can check in to see what Andrew Garfield's doing occasionally, what kind of adventures he's got himself into, but he doesn't have to have his own movies. He can just make cameos, but it's very clear that that's that mainline Spider-Man, and we're going to see him. It's such a fucking headache. So yeah, the Madam Web thing, oh man. I mean, here, like, if I was making Madam Web, I would have done it where it's an experienced Madam Web. And if you don't know who Madam Web is, she kind of orchestrates the Spider-Verse. She's like the head honcho. She knows everything. I would have had a more experienced Madam Web, and maybe like a variant, like a Spider Carnage variant of Andrew Garfield or of Tobey Maguire wants to kill a universal version of fucking Uncle Ben or of a kid Peter Parker, and you're doing like a Terminator movie where Madam Web is trying to protect a young Peter Parker against a fucking variant evil version of Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire. That sounds incredible. Make that movie. Like he I don't know, he should just be making just stop making them. Just don't make these movies. That's how you fix it. You want to fix it? Just don't make these movies. Put Michael Keaton back where he belongs. Jared Leto, don't ever fucking put on vampire teeth again. Tom Hardy, just go be the MCU Eddie Brock. I believe Aaron Taylor, what's his name? Aaron Taylor Johnson, I think that's his name is. He's Kraven. That doesn't make any sense to me. Why are we making John Wick movies with Kraven the Hunter? I have no idea. This is a rant. I understand this is a rant. Maybe I'm tired and I'm cranky. I don't know. Anyway, Madam Web looks great. Here we go.